Yes, we're live and recording. Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, citizens of Nearverse. We're searching for Erik, and I'm here with Alex Skidanov, co-founder of Near, and we still seem to be missing an Erik. So, if okay, this is fine. So if Erik joins us here, he should just like send a message and say, hey, he's here. Before we start, welcome to the first Near Goals Town Hall and the final Near Town Hall for 2020. This has been a great year. Okay, seems like I was muted for a while. I'm back. Thank you. Okay, so can everyone hear me? I think it should be okay now. So, seems like people can hear me. So, I assume that you might have missed the part about Guild. So, yes. Okay, I'm getting some messages. So this town hall is focused on Near guilds. At Near, we're not just supporting decentralized applications, but we're also supporting decentralized communities launching on Near. Guilds are independent communities who are aligned with Near's vision and mission around building the open web, and they're doing all kinds of cool stuff. Some of them are focused on educating developers. Some of them are focused on creating communities around projects who have already launched in Near. Hey, Alex, do you want to say a couple of words while we're searching for our Erik?
Yes, also let me start sharing the presentation.
Nice.
Presuming Erik might never show up, we might as well just skip his part and go straight into into the fun part. Cool. So while we're waiting for Erik, or maybe we will never see him today, let's actually look at what's been happening in the Near ecosystem in the past several weeks since the last town hall. Well, first of all, we've had several teams launched live. One is Paras, which is a NFT marketplace. They've been live for I think more than a week now, maybe a couple, and some activity is happening there. Several NFTs are already exchanging hands. So go check it out, paras.id. Then there's a marketplace called Glyde, which builds a technology underlying it called TESAB. So TESAB is also live on Near protocol as of recently. Finally, Berry Club is a brainchild of one of the Near engineers, has been live and active for a while. It's a clone of Reddit Place with some tokenomics embedded and some non-trivial reward distribution. So check it out as well. Besides that, there's been quite a bit of progress on technology side. So first of all, we keep on working on having Near more integrated into existing ecosystem that has two major directions. One of them is the bridge, the random bridge between Ethereum and Near mainnets. The actual render. Hi, Erik. We're going a little bit out of order, so let me finish the update and then we can jump to your slides. So the bridge itself, the actual technology behind it, can later be generalized to more networks. But as of today, the one we're actively building is the one with Ethereum. Since November, it's been live and has been used by a couple projects already. As of last Friday, we shipped a version which is upgradable, which is crucially important in case something goes wrong and assets needs to be saved. Until probably at least mid-January, the upgradability is fully centralized. We control it. That is necessary for quick iteration. However, if you're okay with this, with taking this risk, you can reach out to us and start using the bridge. In mid-January, we will change the upgradability to a more appropriate one for a fully decentralized bridge. Then we continue working on adding EVM as a virtual machine to the project, to the network. It is live on BetaNet today with core features, and we are on track to be feature complete by January 15th on BetaNet and then February 15th on testnet. EVM is going on a little bit slower schedule in the bridge today.
Alex, if I may interrupt, they're asking if you could go in presenter mode, just like we can.
Sure.
See
let me see. That's probably going to create a new window. Did
no.
It did go full screen. Nice.
Yes, technology.
The only reason I didn't go full screen because I just straight up do not trust my Ubuntu to handle it properly and not hang my machine. But we're sailing. Okay. So the core network, we're actively testing the Sharded network to go live, well, at least on BetaNet/testnet somewhere early next year. The tests go pretty well, both internal tests. Also, there are quite a bit of external people who are testing the network. There are many improvements. Most of the work in chain today is stability and security. Given that we just went live 2 months ago, it makes sense to harness it. Many updates I'm not including here. Many improvements in the wallet, transaction runtime, contract runtime. If you're interested in those, please make sure to join our engineering syncs on Monday and our in-depth tech syncs on Thursday, and our community calendar. Finally, we have plenty of bounties. If you are an engineer and want to contribute to Near, go to near.org/bounties. We have lots of things you can do. And last but not least, we launched our forum back. It's called gov.near.org, where we discuss everything related to Near. Please join the discussion. Among other things, we're actively trying to figure out which particular components are missing in the ecosystem today. So we would like your feedback, and also discussing quite a few possible bounty/grants on there. Please join the conversation. And Erik, do you want to reshare the screen, or I can just rewind for you?
I can reshare.
Sounds great.
No problem. So let's key this up.
Well, let me figure out how I stop sharing first.
This is a good question.
Oh.
Through the magic of cookies, I have arrived. I was in doubt for a brief moment. All right, let's cue this up here. If things don't melt down first. Oops, come on.
By the way, for everyone, the glitch was that Erik was logged in as Nima, and so we had like a...
Well, through the magic of editing, we can now rewind. So
yes.
everyone, please set your brains back about 8 minutes and 24 seconds.
Yeah, I had a really amazing intro opener. Maybe I could also...
we'll drop that right about here.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I'll dive in. Sorry about that, guys. So basically, I'm just going to give a quick 5-minute ecosystem update because, as Nima said, I mean, this is not the feature in the last town hall. We did a lot of coverage of kind of the depths of what's going on in the guts of Near itself as a platform, and this is much more a celebration of the people who are starting to enable the ecosystem for it. So I'll keep this relatively brief. But just to remind everyone why we're here. So Near as a collective, the Near Foundation, everything, we exist to enable community-driven innovation to benefit people around the world. The short version of that is we're here to help builders make stuff, and we're here to help make sure that actual people use that stuff. It's a very broad vision, but ultimately the most important piece of that is, of course, the Near protocol, which is really a new way of unlocking how people can make this cool stuff and get it to end users a lot easier. Just a quick bump back. So I represent the Near Foundation, and the NF is a nonprofit. We're based here in Switzerland. And basically, we serve 4 key functions in this whole ecosystem. So you're probably familiar with the Ethereum Foundation and some of the other foundations. And fundamentally, we operate with roughly the same mandate. Ultimately, we're not here to drive the ecosystem. We're here to coordinate and kind of take a step back and just make sure that we have the skeleton behind things as needed. So that means that we help coordinate things like this town hall. We're here to disperse resources into the ecosystem. So this is where things like the grants program actually come in. We're here to help empower guilds and help support guilds as much as we can, again, to kind of provide the scaffolding for things. And then finally, to facilitate governance, which is something I'll talk about here in just a minute. So what actually is NEAR itself? So maybe not everyone's on the same page about what NEAR, the project is. So ultimately, it's a decentralized application platform. It is based on blockchain technology. Really, what sort of differentiates NEAR from a lot of the other platforms that are out there is a dual focus. It's a dual mandate, not just on scalability, which Alex just talked about sharding, and there's a huge, deep well of knowledge that you can dive into there, including on our YouTube channel. Where this was originally designed to solve the scalability problem, but ultimately what we realized during the course of doing so and investigating and talking to real developers is that the usability of blockchains is actually at least as important. So what we have is you can see on the diagram there. So underneath everything is a scalable blockchain, but actually NEAR really represents a lot more than that. So we have a set of financial components that are built on top of that. Those components sort of represent the dividing line between the core infrastructure and then a series of APIs on top of it that then developers can actually build tooling on top of. And so you can think of this as the iceberg. So we have the blockchain sitting at the bottom, but the blockchain is definitely not the only piece of this. There's a lot more tooling on top of it. Everything from wallets to explorers to the command line tooling and everything in between. And then, of course, the developers sit on top, and we love them. And then you can see on the right that we're also working on bridges to a number of different ecosystems, including Ethereum. And sort of the core focus of everything, though, it is about the polar bear developer sitting on top of the iceberg. Hopefully, it's an expanding iceberg, not a declining iceberg. And part of that is one of the cool things that we do have that is definitely worth highlighting is that NEAR actually does allow the contracts to keep 30% of the gas fees that are generated by those contracts, which is something that no other blockchain, to my knowledge, actually allows developers to do. So right out of the box, that does give developers a good reason to start building on top of NEAR. The other thing worth noting is that this is not a testnet. This is a fully live blockchain. We have a complete smart contract platform. Payments and transfers are active right now. And then we have all the developer and tooling that we need to get people building and deploying real apps. We have launched real apps, as Alex mentioned. So this is not a drill. This is production code. Since our launch, we've had over 19,000 accounts created, over 175,000 transactions, and then some. Actually, the number isn't even updated. The chart actually takes us up to almost 300,000 transactions. So the chain is steadily producing blocks, generating transactions, and people are starting to get more and more excited about it, which is really awesome. Looking forward real quickly into 2021, since we are here at the end of the year, I just want to sort of dive into two really important pieces of what we do specifically at the NEAR Foundation. So one of them is grants. So our two key initiatives really are about making sure that we can help fund the ecosystem and that governance is operating smoothly throughout the ecosystem. So the grants program, you'll hear more about that going forward. We are going to make some pretty big announcements there in January. And if you're really curious ahead of that, please reach out to a team member. They can kind of direct your questions. And then governance is another major topic. And that's something that through the course of 2021, we're going to be kind of rolling into and scaling into. So you can start to see announcements of that in January, in Q1. And then we're going to be doing more and more to help engage all the stakeholders across the ecosystem and get them integrated with the grants writing process as well, or the grants distribution process as well. And so then the final thing, of course, is if you want to join that ecosystem, you can fast forward. You can jump into bounties. You can go over to the forum or just pop on the website, talk to anyone here. So yeah, thanks a lot. I'll get out of the way and hopefully you guys can hear from some pretty cool guilds.
Erik and Alex, thanks for the presentation. I think we can give ourselves like 2-3 minutes for questions. So if people have specific questions to Erik and Alex regarding the chain or foundation, let us know.
Did we queue up anything here that we were missing in the chat?
There is actually one that's specifically about the definition of guilds.
That one's for you.
Yeah, so I think that's still being discussed, and we have a section on our forum asking everyone to go there and share what they think Guild should be. But I think ultimately it's our way of supporting and aligning with independent communities who are active in our ecosystem in different ways.
Yeah, so you may remember, I don't know, I'm sure a lot of the people here were gamers back in the day, right? Or read up on epic fantasy or whatever, right? I mean, so sort of the origin of guilds was way back in the days of craftsmen and trades, and you would get everyone together to collaborate and help out and teach each other skills. I think there's a little bit of a protectionist aspect of it that we'll ignore. And then gamers, of course, kind of took the idea of guilds and brought that into the modern age. And this is sort of an extension of that concept, which is, some combination of functional communities mixed with, allowing you to find a group of people and who you can work well with and who you're excited to play the game of Nier with. And, we're here to do the best that we can to help you and support you.
Okay. We have a question from Sasha, new Nierian, or what do we call Nierverse citizen? What are the plans about Nier Foundation? Erik, do you want to respond to that?
Yeah. So hey, Chloe. So I think in terms of future plans on the foundation, it probably makes the most sense actually to wait until January when we're making some of these announcements around things like the grants program and the governance processes. But ultimately, in the long term, the goal of the foundation is to again kind of help support the ecosystem by taking a step back and providing the scaffolding, providing funding where appropriate, and again sort of facilitating governance. So the goal is to do what's necessary and get it out of the way.
Yes. Minimum viable foundation.
Yeah.
Okay. I think, Chloe, do you want to come back on stage with your video? Thanks for joining us. Chloe the Dev, aka Chloethedev.eth on Twitter.
Yes, just change that actually, I think. Chloe the Dev, because now I have a Nier account as well. So
okay.
Can't be only saying ETH stuff.
Yes, you need a meta account.
Next.
For all yes. So Chloe is the first guild facilitator. We use different terms. We sometimes say guild leader, guild facilitator. I mean, community builder. It's really up to you what you think your role is. And yeah, we'll minimize ourselves. And Chloe, the stage is yours. You can present your screen.
Awesome. So I'm just going to get started straight into presenting. So I'm just going to present the Createbase wiki. I did share it in the chat, and I'll do that again for those that don't know what Createbase is or what we're doing here. So you'll pop into this. I'm going to pop into our manifesto, which is just explaining like what is Createbase, what are we doing, and why we're here. So we aim to support art projects, so any kind of just NFT, non-fungible token projects that are experimental or trying to do new stuff and contributing to the NFT ecosystem on the Nier blockchain. So we're working with Mintbase specifically. So Mintbase.io is already a dApp on Ethereum where anyone can open up their own store and start minting and selling their own NFTs. So we're taking that, it's going to be on the Nier blockchain, and anyone who wants to set up their own store will be able to do so here as well. So the objective of the group is to support vibrant and experimental individuals, people who are trying to come out here and learn something new and try something new. With funds, yes, we do have funds to give out, but that's not the only thing we're trying to do. Like if you already have funding for your project and you just want to come learn about the Nier blockchain, learn about how to get involved with Nier, you can definitely still come into Createbase, and we can try and support you with joining with other group members to get your project more robust. If you need to connect with other guilds for funding, for example, like let's say some of the funding might come from the art or NFT side of things, but maybe you want to incorporate some staking into your dApp or some sort of validator stuff or education, we can also connect with other guilds in that way. We're pushing NFT projects. We're trying to be more transparent with all of that. But as you kind of think about, okay, you know what, I have an idea that might be interesting for Createbase or getting involved. we can kind of see what we're trying to support. So educational content and campaigns on Near and about Near NFTs and Mintbase. We have a lot of metaverse events that we try and support. So getting into CryptoVoxels or Decentraland or all the other metaverses. And what we don't support, we're not supporting just one-off sponsorship opportunities for projects. We're also not doing marketing campaigns or anything like that. So as you go through the manifesto, I think the next place to go is straight into our application progress, where you can see our bounties for the Createbase, the applications that have come in, what needs more information, and how we do our process. So I actually have a bounty that I filled out for Chloethedev Unfiltered. And the idea was to have tutorials and live streams about Mintbase and Near and how to get started. And then my idea was that I was going to go into CryptoVoxels and have all of that be, sorry, I'm going to pop back, have all that be in the metaverse. So I'm going to quickly show what that would look like. I think it's actually showing the wrong tab. So let me share my other tab real quick so that we can all see what that looks like. But here you go. So this is the Createbase Learning Center in CryptoVoxels. I am going to pop in so you can see quickly what that looks like. So I have some videos up about, you know, what it took to build all this in CryptoVoxels. We have like our advent calendar for Mintbase. So anyone who opens up a store on Mintbase will be able to mint NFTs like this and have them showing up in metaverses or wherever they'd like. But if you pop into here, you'll be able to find our wiki, our manifesto, and the applications, as well as our Telegram to get popped in. So you could definitely feel to join in if you think that'll be interesting to you. And definitely after that, get into the Createbase wiki and apply. So I guess that's about it, honestly. Yes, we're going to have some virtual beach parties there and some events. But as you can see, it was pretty simple. You get in there, you send an application in. We look through it. Hopefully we approve it. It's all very transparent. And you can have fun creating some art projects and getting funding and support from the Near ecosystem to do so. So yeah, definitely dope in my opinion. Super fun.
Thank you. PSA for everyone. If you have questions about guilds, feel free to use this ask a question feature. It's like down like there. And Chloe, you were kind of in time. So we'll give the rest of your time to Henry, who's next. Perfect. From Open Shard Alliance.
Thank you.
And just a sec, I'll add Blaze or Henry. Let's see what's his username. Seems like it's Henry this time. Yes. Chloe, I think, by the way, I think you can stick around for a while. We have like 6 people on stage. Yeah, we'll just like minimize ourselves when Henry joins.
Minimize myself.
Oh, yeah. Chloe is gone for now.
Hi, everybody.
Yes. Hey, Henry. Feel free to introduce yourself, and if you want to share your presentation, you have like 5-7 minutes.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, my name's Henry, but you know me as Blaze on Discord and Telegram. So just going to be sharing the Open Shard Alliance here. Get that open. All right, so I'm the lead of the Open Shards Alliance Guild, and really, let's see here. So, yeah, I've been actively mining, investing, participating in crypto for about 3 years, and have a background in marketing and app dev. Learned about Near from a Google article and was hooked. Jumped in head first and been around the community ever since there. So the OSA revolution, really the OSA was commissioned by a group of stake war validators because the capacity of stake wars only allowed 100 seats. So we started the process of creating a new community governed network. Had a lot of help from Ilya, Stefano, and Bowen in getting that organized, and then GuildNet was born. So we're running our own network of Near right now, a sharded network actually. And today we have many mainnet validators, previous stake wars participants, and new validators to Near as well. So we like to say we're the first decentralized sharded network of Near. So our charter, basically what our mission is to empower the Near community by providing a community governed test net. Objectives include training and mentoring validators that are new to Near, be a resource for app devs to test on our network and to test sharding, and to foster the Near ecosystem by attracting and engaging new talent. We have a repos of Near Core, our own basically repositories where we maintain things for GuildNet. There are some differences there, so we maintain those. And then building apps and tools is something else we want to focus on. We have lots of Guild members actively participating in the Near ecosystem. So Denny SK, you see him around frequently, but he created nearstaking.com where you can find out cool info about validators, look at your own staking rewards, see how those are doing. And then we also have NAR wallets, which is coming soon. So they're building basically a MetaMask-like plugin for Near. Also, it's in active development. Those are all Guild members. And then one of the things we've been working on and testing right now is what we call validator auto-compile. So if you're interested in getting started with validating on Near, Rick Rod's created a simple script to kind of get everything installed and to help folks out with that. So what's next? Over the coming months, we'll be kicking off a validator recruiting program. We want to get more validators on GuildNet. We've got about active between 10 and 20 right now. Looking to build tools for sharding so you can view some data into sharding itself, although sharding is under active development with the Near core team and things may be changing. Kicking off a developer recruiting campaign to get folks using GuildNet and testing their apps there. And did you say Kusama? So it's not supposed to be part of this presentation, but we may have some more details coming on that. Things are under work. You want to join the OSA or find out more information, feel free to check out openshards.io and join us on Discord.
Okay. Thanks, Henry or Blaze. Yeah. Nice drop on Kusama. Near Sama. Yeah. So everyone's really on time. That's great. I think we'll have plenty of time for open discussion. So again, I invite everyone to post their questions about Guild, like really anything. As you see, no two guilds are really doing the same thing. So we have all kinds of guilds doing all kinds of cool stuff. Our next guest on stage is going to be Jitendra from our India guild. I'll find him and add him to stage in just a sec. So, hey Jitendra, you're being invited. At some point, like one of you guys should probably leave, but for now we're good. So let's stay here. Okay. It's really late for Jitendra in India. I think it's really late. It's probably past midnight. I think yes.
Yeah. Hi guys.
Hey.
Am I audible? I'm audible?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah. Thanks for inviting us to represent Near India Guild.
Mm-hmm.
And first of all, I would like...
Do you have a presentation also, slides?
Yeah, definitely. Let me have a presentation. Before I get into my slides, I would like to thank Near to give us the opportunity to represent Near India Guild. So then now get into the presentation. So I would like to share my screen.
It's still today in India, right?
Yeah. No, it's night.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. And I had some location issue. That's why.
Okay.
Okay, no problem. Now get into our slide. Welcome to Near India Guild, presented by Jitendra Naik. I'm Near India Guild lead. So what is the Near India Guild and its purpose? Near India Guild is the place of leaders, risk takers, dedicated people with different area of expertise like content creator, and digital marketer, and YouTuber, blogger, and speakers like these people we are taking in our guild, and we want to be the face of near global in India. Like we first, whenever in India any development will happen in future, then we are the medium who will take that project into the near global. We are created near India Guild to cultivate, grow, manage near India community. Like we go and approach dev communities like other people where come and join to learn about development and do partnership with them and take them into near community. All the members of near India Guild are helping to spread awareness of near in different directions. Like India is a country of multiple states with multiple languages, so you taking people from different states, so can they represent their regional language? They can create their content in regional, they can translate their content in regional language, and all these things are possible if we take different people with different talents and different language skills. And what excites us about Neo? First of all, I would like to say uh, we get close to Neo because Neo is so decentralized, because it gives the business capability to all developer. Because if you read the economy paper of Neo, you will get that all the transaction created on all the created by a smart contract that developed over near blockchain, then the developer will get 30% of the transaction fee. And that's the thing we love more about Near. And second thing is the speed, scalability, and definitely the transaction fee, which is very low in Near blockchain. And then the interoperability of it Near blockchain with Near, with Near with Ethereum through Rainbow Bridge. But I wish in future there will be so many bridges will created that can connect Near with other blockchains like Polkadot, Bitcoin, or other blockchain. And you can do everything that you do with Ethereum blockchain. Like you can run your dApps, run your smart contract, create your own coins. You definitely do that with Near, but in most advanced way. That's the thing we love most about Near. And we have some very simple vision for the next month that we want to execute during this next 3 months. Like we spreading awareness of Near among Indian developer by doing partnerships with the dev community, as I said in the beginning. Huge content in English and regional languages as well, and online events and educational initiatives targeted to add developer regional awareness campaigns, etc. These are the basic things we would like to execute in the next 3 months, because it's the guild we have created, it's still so young. Thus I thought these are so simple to achievable goals for us. And I wish in future the goal and vision of Near will merge somewhere with the Near India Guild. And last but not the least, I would like to invite all the developer guild, all the developer community, and people who are want to join Near India as a partner or as a contributor are most welcome. They can connect with us using these Twitter handles, Telegram handles, or with PDM. And definitely, thanks for the time and thanks for this chance.
Thank you, Jiten. Yeah, amazing. You're also on 4 minutes sharp. So one of the coolest things that we're seeing from our Near India Guild members is they're learning how to develop on Near, and then they're going around presenting it, spreading the knowledge. And
Actually, last day we have a workshop with Jubi community, but I have not mentioned that in the slide because today was as I was so busy with that workshop.
Yeah. I think it was presented live. We did a hackathon. Our lovely community manager Shreyas, who's also based in India, he I think he even traveled to the location for the hackathon. So thanks, guys, for everything, and hope to see more from India. Our next guest, I think he's also Indian, but he doesn't live in India, and Ashki, if I pronounce his name correctly, Ashki is the lead of our marketing guild. on the topic of marketing, we also actually have a new head of marketing, Alexandra Tinsman. Hopefully you'll see her maybe even here. If we have a little bit more time, I'll invite Alexandra, or in the next town hall. Let's see if Ashki joins us in a sec.
You hear me?
Yes. Wow. Your internet connection doesn't sound promising, but so let's see how it goes.
See.
Let's see. Do you want to present or just introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm just putting my presentation, so it should be up and running in a couple of seconds.
You want me to jump off for bandwidth here or stop video?
Yes. I mean, one of us eventually has to do. Wow, that sounds like a really interesting. Okay. So, Ashke, do you want to introduce yourself maybe until your slides are up? Yeah, we have some nice sci-fi soundscapes. People are interested in where the sound. Apparently it's a chicken. Okay, so.
Right. So, hi everyone. My name is Ash. I have been working in the marketing role for a couple of blockchain projects for the last 5 years. So some of my recent assignments were with the Harmony, Chroma Pluralis, and recently APY Finance. So in my full-time job, I'm a consultant and a program manager. Work with multiple companies like LG Electronics, Deutsche Bank, and recently Philip Morris. What I'll be sharing is about Near Marketing Guild. Okay, so where we as a group is coming from, what is our purpose, and what so far we have achieved in this little time we had to form this team together. So that was a quick introduction, and I'm still trying to figure out how do I share my screen. I have already shared it, but I don't know what happened.
Oh, do you see the kind of arrow on screen icon thingy? It says share screen.
Yes, I have already clicked that. There was a application window. I shared it, and nothing happened.
Okay. Worst case, I guess you could just look at the slides and tell us what you guys are working on. That's also fine.
All right. So let me begin with who we are. So starting with the introduction about our group, we are a group of 6 individuals.
Oh, as we are polling Hopin versus Crowdcast went down. Okay, so while Ashki is coming back, yeah, so Airmeet, yes, actually, okay, seems like Ashki is gone, unfortunately. In fact, next time we'll most likely, or maybe our guild organized town halls, they'll use Airmeet. We did one with Createbase, and it was an amazing experience. So we're just testing different platforms, and finally, hopefully, we'll land on the best one. Okay, so seems like Ashki is gone for now. That's unfortunate. It's fine. Oh, he's back. Okay.
Hi. Over the internet. I hope this time I'm able to share my presentation.
By the way, where are you based? Where do you live?
So I live in Poland. So I moved to Poland 6 years ago.
Okay, so we're in the same time zone.
Yeah, really same time zone.
So someone's.
Just give me a second. If it doesn't work out, then I'll just start with my pitch. But hopefully it should work out this time.
Okay, yes, it's working.
Yeah, you can see my screen. All right, perfect. So who we are and what is our experience? So we are a group of 6 individuals from different locations. As we look at the group, we have a combined experience of 20 years working in several blockchain. We are experienced in preparing educational content, and more importantly, we have reach with 15 plus publications. And at the moment, we are also setting up distribution channels, which help us to extend our message and content. So together, those publication and distribution channels, they help to maximize our viewership for the content what we prepare for Near Protocol. In addition to all the content, what we prepare, we also make sure that we add the anchor links. So basically, in those anchor links, we introduce about the accelerator program or a developer program, so that if someone is interested, they can straight away jump to that link and get into the developer or learn more about the developer program. So when we talk about what we have done in this little time we have set up, so far we have developed 10 blog posts. The combined reading time for those 10 blog posts is 64 minutes. And if we look at the view rate for those 10 blog posts, as of 1st of December, they stand at 4.5K views, which was shared 150 times in social media. Now, talking about our strategy, our purpose here is to create a memorable first impression. If you look in the slides, this is the journey what the user would take from discovery to advocating about Near. So our idea, our strategy here is to find out those most influential channels or the touch points where we can influence the decision of the user and help him to move to the next logical step in the process. So when we look at the Near ecosystem, there can be several users in it. Our focus at the moment is developers. So we are trying to pull the developers into developing dApps in Near protocol. So that is what our strategy is to market about Near, and our target customer here is developers. So this is all about marketing Guild, and we are very new here. We were recently set up. So anyone here if is interested to contribute or would like to get in touch with us for marketing, you can contact me at ash_cool in Telegram. Thank you.
Thank you. In parallel, we have Aramith is in the mix. So people are voting if we should continue with hopping. So far, Crowdcast is winning. Interesting. Yeah, my new personal favorite is Aramith, but Crowdcast is really inclusive and easy. I can add anyone to stage in a sec. We okay. Our next guest is going to be. By the way, thanks, Ashki. I know it's late for many of us, but thanks for joining. So I'll invite Michael. I hope Michael is Michael, and I'm not inviting another Michael. Let's see which Michael we'll have on stage. Ashki, if you don't mind, could you please mute yourself? We have really interesting sci-fi, noises. Yes, thank you. So adding Michael. Thank you, Ashki. So Michael, or aka Ozymandius, he's one of the leads of Ants Guild, our OG guild. Yes, we got the right Michael. Hey, what's up?
What's up? Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Thanks for hosting this. I'm going to try to share the screen. I'm following the guide of what was mentioned earlier. So let's see here. Can you guys see that? Can you guys see the screen?
I think we can see. Yes, we have
Yeah.
several yeses.
Okay. Cool. And I should say, if the connection cuts out or if there's anything that falls off, just let me know, and we'll try to reconnect it. So first of all, thanks to the Near team for putting this on, and it was really good to see what the different guilds were doing. I think with this presentation, what I was kind of hoping to do was introduce Ants Guild, but also introduce Ants Guild in the context of where Near guilds are in the ecosystem. And so to start, you guys, oh, I get it now. Is that switching for you guys? Did that just switch? Did the screen just switch? I can't tell if the screen's switching with the presentation.
Everything's fine. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I think to start, the kind of general approach I wanted to take was to say that we, at the beginning, since about June, we've been kind of building out our guild with the understanding that it has to work in unison with what's happening on Near and with what's Near developing. And so that begins at the big picture vision of with the Beginner's Guide to Near. I think that Erik wrote that, and Erik, Alex, and Elio will probably have much more to say on this topic now and at a later point. But we see it as a fresh open of opportunity to build an open web, a more equitable place to share information, to collaborate on digital projects, and to have more ownership over things like your data or things that you think is valuable. In that context, we look at where is Near at and kind of what does this ecosystem hold for the future, for average people, for community members, for investors. And that's when we get into kind of realizing that there's a lot of technical development happening on Near. These are some of the quotes from the most recent Electric Capital study on how fast Near is growing. And this is one graphic I think that really is important to understand just how young the ecosystem is, but also how quickly and how much is being built on it. And so it's really from that context that we sat back and we asked ourselves, there's going to be all this cool tech that's coming. What can we do on the communal side, on the collaborative side, on the more human side of things to kind of scale this tech and get people to start building on it and engaging with it? And that's really where the image for Ants came from. So big picture, we're at the stage where Web3 is being developed. Ants is just one guild in Web3, but the way that we see it is this is the emergence of a completely new cyberspace, and there's serious value and opportunity in bringing other people along to contribute where they can help and to provide the services that they think are valuable. And with Ants, we want to provide that base level foundation for all of the people in the next couple years that are going to be piling in to do the things that they find are really interesting. So right now that looks like educating. We have the Near Guild's blog where we just try to keep everyone updated on what's going on. It's about connecting, facilitating entrepreneurs, developers, collaborating. We host Near Without the Noise every 2 weeks, which is a show featuring projects and people from the Near ecosystem and what they're doing. And a side note, we're actually doing Thursday with Guild, Rune Bentian from Guild on the migration from Web 2 to Web 3. Long story short, we are really saying Near is at its point right now where things are only getting started, and we want to be a part of kind of these early days of cultivating a really robust and happy community. This is, I think, a good transition to start looking at what these next couple months are going to be about. And in short, we really think that things are going to get pretty busy and pretty exciting. And so right now we're kind of trying to dig in and ask kind of the fundamental questions. What kind of a community do we want to have? What kind of engagement do we want to have across the ecosystem? And then bringing in really excited and passionate people to either start their own guild or join an existing guild or just contribute in the way that they see fit. That's kind of the goals for the coming months. It's kind of broad, but there's a lot of really smart, talented people across the ecosystem who are doing a lot of really cool stuff that I think is going to blossom in the coming months. I'm thinking Createbase, what Blaze is doing, Education Guild, a lot more as well. So kind of just to conclude, if you're watching this presentation, it kind of means you're here before the party started. You're early to the Near ecosystem and with what's Near's trying to do. And if I could say anything to someone who's on the sidelines or someone who's curious but not sure where to get involved, now is by far the best time to start getting involved in one area of the ecosystem or another. If you're a developer, if you're an entrepreneur, if you have a product idea that you want to start playing around with, or if you just want to talk to other crypto enthusiasts, this is the best time to get started. It's the early days. There's a lot of really nice people who just want to talk about stuff, and we're all in this together because it's a Web3 and it's a a protocol. It's an ecosystem. So the success of one project is really tied to the community. On the other hand, so that being said, I think last thing I was just going to add was just if anyone wants to reach out, you have a guild idea, you have a project that you're interested in, you are interested in joining a guild, you don't know where, hit us up on Twitter, send an email, or visit the Near Guild's website, and we'd love to get you started and hooked up in the ecosystem. So.
Thank you. Should we call you Michael or Ozzy? Which one do you prefer?
I prefer to go by Ozymandius, but sometimes you got to move between the two. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's your Cyberpunk 2077 nickname. Good. Okay. So in the next 10 minutes, we'll switch to all playing Cyberpunk. No kidding. So we'll have 10 minutes for a Q&A. In case you missed my intro, what I was trying to say in the first 2 minutes was that Near, instead of building like one ginormous Near Telegram group or Near community, we're really pro pluralism. So we're supporting many independent aligned communities. So at the end, Near is like a universe of many communities doing their own stuff. And in part, that's also why like we don't have just like one ambassador program and then you do like a bunch of standard things and get a bunch of tokens. It's really depends on your areas of strengths, and then we'll work together like we did with the 5 guilds that you met today. Hopefully you'll meet more of them in future. So Chloe, do you want to come back on stage? And if anyone else from guilds or Near ecosystem, Near collective, Near core, if anyone wants to join us, let's look at questions. I think presenters can rejoin without permission. If you were invited, you can join us on stage. And by the way, there's like a green call to action button like down there. It says check out what Near Guilds are up to. That's the nearguilds.com. It's the website maintained and built by Ozzy and our Ants friends. So first one with highest votes is, as you continue to scale Near and guilds, what audiences are you most excited to engage with? Okay, I think I have to answer that. For 2021, our focus is creators, builders, developers. We also have specific programs around supporting validators and token holders with staking, but really, if we look at this as like 80-20, 80% of our focus is going to be around builders, creators. That's going to be the focus for 2021. I hope that was a good answer for you. Yadira. So what's the best part about working on a guild? Biggest challenges? That's to both of you.
Sure, I'll go first. Definitely on the best part. It's definitely so much fun. As a leader of a guild, I get to hear about all the other guilds really quickly, and people are always popping me into other groups, which is awesome. Also, just being able to support the community that we're all a part of. I mean, coming from mostly being in the Ethereum community first, it's really cool to like learn, yes, but be able to actually give back and support and help. So being the facilitator of Createbase, I think what I love the most about it, the most about it is the fact that people just come into the guild and want usually support or help in some way. And like my job is to support people and help them and get these projects to fruition. And I guess the most challenging part is like the communication aspect. So I'm really excited for this to become like a DAO more in the future instead of being like facilitators helping, because the hardest part is just like coordinating with people one-on-one. Is this something the community wants to fund, or how do we fund someone? So I think that if these things were more, or if these guilds were more decentralized even further, a lot of those pain points wouldn't even exist anymore. So yeah.
Michael, to you, I have a partial response to that last point, but maybe let's hear from Michael.
Sorry, what was the question again?
I think the question was, why are you in love with Nier? The question was like, what are the best parts or like challenges as a guild leader?
Yeah, so it was about, I was actually going to answer the Nier question, to tell you the truth. But I think guild leading, it's there's just a lot of moving pieces. There's a lot of stuff happening in the ecosystem, so a lot is about prioritizing and making sure that things actually get done, because there's a lot of different moving pieces that people like to think about and they like to, you know, imagine. But when it comes to building, it takes kind of a need to focus in. And actually, I do want to mention the thing that we were mentioning about Nier real quickly. I don't think this gets emphasized enough, but the usability emphasis that the Nier team is taking in how they're building the protocol is what ultimately attracted me, with kind of this light bulb moment of, this is how you're going to get kind of average people to start interacting with blockchain-based solutions. So that I think, and to sum it up, that was kind of the thing that brought me into the space, the usability first that the Nier team takes. Just my 2 cents. So.
And I think you also wanted to answer the question about Erik from Nier Foundation asked, how can I discover and join a guild?
So I guess I'll pop into that as well, since the question's being asked. So as someone who pretty much just started getting involved in the ecosystem probably a few weeks ago, my first jump in was simply figuring out what I felt I wanted to support in, or how I wanted to get involved. So for me, it was like, how can I get involved? And so I really enjoyed building in crypto voxels and the art side of things. So I said, okay, how can I just do some art bounties and start earning some Nier, so I can get a Nier name and I can start sending my friends some Nier. And I think that's kind of just how people kind of, the call to action to get involved is, everyone has something they're already able to do. And the Nier ecosystem is so new that there's a place for you to get involved. It's just trying to figure out where that is. So there's so many links here. And as I've already said, if you pop into any of those guilds and you just say what you're looking to do, people will direct you wherever you need to go. There's the call to action that was there previously. But I mean, honestly, just figure out what you want to get started doing, get doing it. There'll be a bounty to earn some Nier, and you can move on from there.
Yes, the surface area of guilds is expanding. If you have any touch points and you ask people, yo, I'm interested in this. But aside from the like human one-on-one connections or joining groups, we have websites like nearguilds.com. You can go there. The contact info is listed there. And hopefully this is evolving. Actually, back to the question about funding part and DAOs. Unofficial, not announcement. So we're thinking about something like a Sputnik DAO. It's like a tipping DAO that people can ask for tips, small amounts at least, and that should be easily forkable. Yeah, unfortunately no Sputnik emojis, but yeah, that would be nice. Maybe we should Sputnik DAO. Yeah, so that's going to change things a little bit. All guilds, they can fork this. They'll get some funding from the Nier Community Council and Foundation, and then your members can ask for tips or funding. So it's going to streamline everything a lot. Let me look at our question. So we answered the one from Erik. And yeah, there's a fun question, like where does the name Ants with 4 come from, Michael?
So I don't think I actually came up with that name. That's Big Simp is in the chat. Big Simp, if you want to explain your process of it. He came up with ants, and then we were like, oh, like the future is going to be this alphanumerical mixture of letters and numbers. So let's add a little tinge to it and put a 4 in the place of the A. So that was kind of the nuance, but I don't know where he got the idea for ants from, for actual ants. I think it was just like something fun to play around with. We kind of wanted a guild. Originally, we wanted a guild like from that original League of Legends vision that Erik was talking about. Like we saw the guild program, we were like, oh, this is so cool. We want to have a guild. What do we call it? How's this going to work? And then from there, it turned into something much more serious because the opportunity was there, and there were really great people there. Yeah. So
Thank you. And you guys even have a legal entity in US, right?
yeah, we do now. Now we have a legal entity in the States, and we're looking to scale it up across the ecosystem. So
nice.
yeah.
Legal DAO, legal guild. Okay, so we're 1 minute over time. This is flexible. We could stay a little bit, but thank everyone for joining us. It was really fun. We had some hiccups in the beginning with me being muted, but I guess you got the point. You saw the real action from our guild leads, and see you hopefully in January, February for our next town hall. Feel free to join us on Discord. That's where a lot of the community stuff is happening, and there's a voice channel for you to just hang out and have fun, open-ended after party. Thanks again.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Hey.
I'll stay here for a second. Bye. Thanks for thanking me. Yes. 3, 2, 1. Goodbye.